Welcome to our second review, which is the Montecristo Open Master.
It gets better and better.
Master, which is a Robusto. And Montecristo has been calling out for a regular release Robusto. Has it been calling out for this one? We're about to find out.
The draw, Carl, is certainly much firmer on this one than the previous one.
Yeah, a lot better draw.
Lot better draw?
Yeah, lot better.
Okay, we're talking about...
May I say, wise move to start with the big one.
I'm finding the draw
Get
on
it
this
out of the
actually
way.
a little bit freer than
A little bit
the one I
freer,
had.
now and there. A little bit. Now, aroma, the wrap is almost identical, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
The wrap is identical.
See, it looked like they just cut them down.
I'm having trouble getting an aroma off that coal
A
actually.
little bit of dry hay.
Dry hay, clean tobacco. Ken, initial flavours?
I'd have to say it's a better quality cardboard.
Well, we're just starting off. I don't see a lot of depth to it.
Well, I'm talking relative.
I'm just getting that toastiness minus the bitterness.
Mate, it's in the same bloodlines. Isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
dead set same
It's
bloodlines.
almost saying
as
it's just below. It's a little bit below medium, and it's very thin on its flavour at the moment. Yeah.
It's a thin smoke, isn't it?
It's
Actually got some herbal nature out of it too.
Apart from that ring gauge, I think I'm smoking the same cigar.
exactly. I mean, it's very just the draw's a bit better, and that's maybe concentrating things a bit more for me. But
Let's get to the end of the first third before we come up with any more disparaging comments on this cigar.
I call it as I see it. I can't help that. I'm sorry.
What are we drinking here today, Ken?
The Tim Adams Pinot Gris from the Clare Valley 09. Ambers from the
It's nice.
fortified Shiraz, I suppose I should say these days. We've got
Let's review the first third of the Robusto format, which is the master of the Montecristo Open. Smitty, you start.
Sit at the opening. If it wasn't for the different ring gauge, I would still think I'm smoking the Eagle. Very one-dimensional. My best description for it is dry hay, but thin dry hay. It's thin on the palate. It's a thin smoke. It's thin all round.
Yeah, I'm getting less flavour than I did with the
The
first
Eagle.
one, the Open.
The Open.
well, I've got to say,
Eagle.
to be
Eagle,
fair,
yeah.
I'm getting a bit more out of this one.
Yeah.
But I mean, the family DNA is straight through them
Yeah.
both. I think I'm enjoying this more. One, because it's smaller and I don't have to smoke so much of it. But also because the construction's not the wind tunnel, so that's helping.
Yeah.
Certainly for me.
Talking about family DNA, it's white trash, isn't it?
This lives in the tractor down the back of the
So what you're saying is it's a
trailer
Britney
down the dirt.
Spears.
Does Montecristo not have someone in charge saying, hang on, no, don't lump this with us?
There's no such thing as Montecristo.
Now, Rob, I was
And someone in charge of Montecristo.
Well, there should be, because someone in charge of Montecristo should have sat down and said, no, go and put it out with Guantanamera or whoever, and
That's where I come back to. They
Jose
actually,
Piedra or whatever.
they had the concept first and worked their way back.
Someone should have stepped in and said, no, it's not a Montecristo, unless we're going to have it as a
As I said, this is very
low-priced introductory brand.
the
Piss it
Montecristo.
off.
The Montecristo Open concept was very controversial. You understand that it was a split decision. It was very controversial, and I can understand. You can understand why. This is not Montecristo.
This is the Benny Pike of
This is not.
cigars.
This is Montecristo. This is Montecristo meets Guantanamera in a third-rate flick.
What we were discussing yesterday is, and just looking at that packaging right there, and the extra bands they put on this, and the flavour profile, it just cries out to me that they're purely trying to market it to be equivalent to a Dominican or Nicaraguan.
I agree, mate. That's completely rooted.
Someone in Havana sold their soul for these.
But
They have. I mean, why would someone do this?
Yeah.
Why?
That
why would you do
That
this?
was a complete aberration.
But it's still
to
better than the
give a
first
cigar
one.
shop.
Was that? We were talking earlier about that you thought when you first tasted them in Cuba this year, they were pretty ordinary, and you'd heard that they'd changed the blend and.
Well, I was told by some guys I trust and from overseas as well as within Havana
Trusted.
that don't worry, Rob, that when they're in release they're a lot better. Well, they're not as fresh as they were back in February, obviously, because they were very fresh tobacco in February. And I thought, okay, there may have just been a hint of that they're too fresh, they're too rushed for the festival, whatever it is.
Yep.
But mate, I'm sorry, that has no redeeming features whatsoever in a cigar. In a Cuban cigar, for goodness sake. To carry the Montecristo band is an honour. It's a dead set honour.
Rate it?
I can't. That's not even
Right.
right.
65 because it's better than the other.
I rate that with the Guantanamera, and that was ordinary. That was I don't even rate Guantanamera. So, Guy, are you going to continue with that, or should we move on to the Montecristo Junior?
Why should we be dictated by you, AI?
Montecristo. Let's do a wrap up of the Montecristo Master. To me, and I'll start. I threw mine out. Next.
Look, marginally better, only because it's not the wind tunnel the previous one was. But yeah, utterly and totally simple, one-dimensional cigar that I really think I don't understand why this has been done.
There's not a single flavour that I can really pinpoint on it. I don't think it has a flavour really.
Straight tobacco.
Straight tobacco.
And poured tobacco, that.
Yeah.
See, we are sending out a search party for flavour.
Absolutely.
It's I'm with Gagan in the sense it's got a bit better draw on it, so I'm probably enjoying it. It doesn't have that bitterness like the first one did, but it's searching for flavour and it's searching for one dimension. At best it's pour tobacco.
It's Velado heaven, isn't it?
Yeah,
it really is. It's Velado heaven. I mean, there's not a lickily hero in that thing.
No, there's no flavour whatsoever.
There we go, gentlemen. We'll move now on to the Junior. Hopefully. Yes, we do have to. But I've got a surprise as the last cigar of the night.
The one you put on the table in there.
Yeah.
You have 6 different types of rum.
But there's 3 of us.
Yes.
Do we all have to sip out of the same glass?
You do.
Okay.
What, I'm not going to get to try it.
It's swine flu and Hep C.
Herpes.
And you.
You're last. You're last.
It's got a brutal aroma. Brutal.
So what were you? I mean, a few.
Well, it's pretty sharp on the palate.
Look, I think you can say all of them are good. All of them should be good.
I don't think it's the Zacapa that we're
I don't like it.
trying.
You don't like it?
No.
I'm gonna say it's Mount Gay.
I don't like that. It burns on the after. It's got alcohol. It's alcohol laden. It is. Alcohol on the nose, alcohol on the palate. The back palate's very rough.
See, this is a lot smoother.
I like that. I mean, I like them all, to be honest.
You're an alcoholic. There's a certain sweetness to that, which is completely missing.
That is a
in the first.
good rum.
That's a good rum.
To me, that's got the quintessential character of that producer.
That's got a more caramel, but a really interesting hit first up. Really interesting.
Talking about caramel.
That's an interesting first flavour you get on that.
Yeah, but don't you get? Doesn't it just persist and persist?
Yeah, it's still persisting. Yeah.
Probably better on the second one.
That is a stunning rum. I mean, I think they're all very, very good rums.
Yeah, it's okay. I still prefer number 2.
Okay.
Pass around the Jesus cookies.
This is a lot darker in here.
Oh, that's Ken Sample.
Oh, this is
Yeah.
still sample.
I think out of all the ones I've tried so far, that's probably one I'd be happy to sit at home and...
Yeah, that's the
and
smoothest
sip.
so far, and the rich caramel.
Well, welcome to Zacapa.
Yeah. Which one's the youngest of the two? That's the best one I tried. That one.
Sorry, I just enjoyed drinking rum.
And then,
That's the 23.
okay, and what about you? Which ones do you think were the 2 Appletons?
I'm going with Appleton.
That's an Appleton for me.
Okay, you bang on with the Zaccapas, and that is the XO, and that's the 23. And the top 3 for me are the 2 Zaccapas and the 21-year Appleton, which is that one.
That's 21. What's up with that?
That's the Florida Cana.
Okay, damn, missed it.
So I said that was Florida Cana, and that was Mount Gay. I said Appleton.
That's Mount Gay, and that's the 12-year-old Appleton.